Hello, my name is Lloyd Campbell. I'm the Rotary International Membership Chair for District 5950, and I want to welcome you to this meeting of the Rotary Passport Club of Minnesota. You know, the past few days, coronavirus has affected our lives and the way we do things so dramatically, and Rotary is no exception. Generally speaking, a Rotary meeting is when a group of people actually get together in person and actually conduct fun and activities and talk about ways that they can change the world. But over the recent days and months, that is slowly changing, and activities that normally would not be online is starting to become, let me start back over that. Hello, my name is Lloyd Campbell. I'm Rotary International District Membership Chair for 5950. And I want to thank you for being here. Let's try this again. Thank you. Take two. Hello, my name is Lloyd Campbell. I'm Rotary International Membership Chair for District 5950. And I want to welcome you to the club meeting for the Rotary Passport Club of Minnesota. I guess we all know the effect that the coronavirus has had on the way we conduct business and the way it's changed our lives. And Rotary is no exception. We'll be discussing some of those things today, along with our plans as a club, our plans for the future. So let's get started here. As you know, we are an online club that offers the convenience of giving you the opportunity to attend any one of our 35,000 clubs worldwide. Normally we start with a welcome, which is basically a description of who we are and what we do. And then we go into a variety of things. One, the latest news, the other one with announcements and updates, and the status of our charter and other things that's going on in the district. But today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to start with the coronavirus to bring you some up-to-date information. This is a website for the Center for Disease Control, and that website is cdc.gov, and you can get the latest information from symptoms, medication, and also how to prepare your family. Our concern is that we want to make sure that you get correct information and that you're safe. So let's go to our welcome. And the Rotary Passport Club of Minnesota is a full Rotary club, has full Rotary membership. The meetings are weekly, 24/7, which means that there is one particular time that we have a live meeting, which is usually Wednesday at noon. And those meetings are recorded. They're usually 30 minutes long, and it gives you the opportunity at your convenience just to go online or take the link that we send to the charter members and just watch the meetings from there. It also gives you the option where you can attend any one of our 35,000 clubs worldwide. The caveat here is that if those clubs are serving food, you should pay for that meal. The things that we focus on here is service, both club service, both community service, and a variety of things, and we also like to track our service activities. Networking is extremely important to us as far as developing new leaders and getting to know people in the community. Leadership is also one of our key components, as well as fellowship. The dues for our organization is a little less than 50 cents a day, which comes out to about $180 per year. If you want to know more information about Rotary International, you can just go to Rotary.org, and there's information concerning Rotary International there. When you think about Rotary International and its vision, basically they look at the world as being together. We see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our community, and in ourselves. And that sort of sums it up, what Rotary is really all about. Just those few words there. Our core values center around diversity, integrity, fellowship, leadership, and service. Our sixth area of focus, this is an area where we concentrate on as far as activities, is basic education and literacy. And these are not just local goals, but world goals. Maternal and child health, peace and conflict prevention and resolution, disease prevention, water and sanitation, and economic development. Now let's look at some announcements and updates. One thing that's just off the press is that our convention in Hawaii has been canceled. You can go to rotary.org/convention and get detailed information concerning refunds. But because of the coronavirus, we felt that it was prudent that we canceled that convention. It was a convention that could easily have been over 35,000 people in a confined area. So more news to come with that. This week here in Minneapolis, we were to hold a networking event. This was RotaryBusinessNetwork.com that was on Monday, and that event was also canceled. Please just go to, we will try to keep you informed as when the next date, when the next meeting date will be. But also pay attention to RotaryBN.com for the latest information concerning that. Last week we had a interesting program. It was actually from Peru, where the program was about providing services for kids with disability in Peru. That will be a global grant process, and I believe that in April, that grant will be coming to the board, and we'll keep our eye on that and see how we can participate in that grant. Also, as I understand it, there will be travel opportunities here too. So we'll keep you up to date with that. Over the past week, we were pretty busy, both with dignitaries from Rotary International in our area, and also NC Pets. NC Pets is the North Central President-elect Training Seminar, and this is where the President-elects and Vice President actually have an opportunity to share ideas and be trained on what it takes to be a president. It's basically a 3-day affair, pretty intense, but it's also a lot of fun too. So you get a chance to meet your counterpart. It's definitely a step as far as leadership development too. Leadership and fellowship and networking is all involved in pets. It's a fun time. Also doing pets, you have an opportunity to glimpse into the upcoming strategy and our area of focus as far as club development and local Rotary development, well, national Rotary development here too. And this is sort of like the strength of the Rotary story when they talk about the three component parts that make up Rotary. Membership is a component part because, you know, when you think about it, we are a membership organization. We can't survive without members. Our public image is extremely important. It's how you develop the right public image and make sure there's no confusion about who you are and what you do. And also the Rotary Foundation. This is the fuel that provides us the opportunity to do good in the world. Without the foundation, it would be very difficult for us to do the things that we're doing. It'd be extremely difficult for us to continue our fight to eradicate polio in the world. Now, during this period of time, Stephanie Subject was here, and she's a director at Rotary International. And she shared with us a story concerning how the Rotary Foundation had an impact on her and some local people that she was working with in a food distribution center. If you notice in this picture, she has an umbrella because she's telling us that it was raining the day that the event was carried on. And she's going to talk about what she did, how she felt, and just a couple minute video. So I hope you can hear this. Let's see.
And I saw this little lady come out, and she had 2 Walmart bags. So she went to register with little Walmart bags, and she started coming through the line. And so I was the only one there because everybody else was in the truck. So that day we had collected, we had hot dogs, we had apples, we had lettuce, we had soap, I think, and we had potatoes. So she's on one side of the line, or table, and I'm on the other. And I greeted her, you know, said good morning. And she had these 2 little Walmart bags. And I said, you know what, I'm going to get you a box that's going to be a little sturdier. So I turned around and I picked up one of the boxes, wax coated, it was wet, but it was still going to be better than her little Walmart bags. So she took the box and we went on through the line. So I put the hot dogs in, I put the apples in, I put the lettuce in, I put the soap in, I put the potatoes in, and then there was some more, somebody else was saying. And she looked up at me and said, thank you, honey. I don't have to eat popcorn for supper tonight. Okay. That's why we do the things we do in Rotary. Because we make a difference in people's lives. So, if you've been paying attention, what really matters to the Rotary Foundation is you. What really matters to Rotary is you.
So true. What really matters to the foundation is you. And it's a very important story there. Now, the other area that we talked about, we talked about public image, we talked about the foundation, and we also talked a little bit about membership. So the thing about membership is that it's extremely important that we take steps to increase our members and retain our members. This is the Maple Grove Club, and they're going to take a few minutes to tell you their secret in increasing membership over the past few years. And this is their president, Matt.
I'm the president of the Rotary Club of Maple Grove here in northwest suburbs of Minneapolis. We've been a club since 1990, and we've been pretty successful at keeping increasing our membership numbers. And I'm going to transfer over to our membership chair, Tim Dietz.
Hi, my name is Tim Dietz. I am the membership chair of Maple Grove Rotary Club. And, you know, we have seen a membership increase pretty steadily over the last 3 years, basically going from about 60 to around 70 members. And I think there's a number of things that come into play with that increase in membership. A lot of people have incorporated flexibility of membership into the club, and we've done the same thing. We now have a service membership available to people, which basically says that they don't come to our regular Tuesday meeting, but they still can participate in our club, and they get the emails on our club, and they can participate in projects that we do, which I think has been a great way for us to retain members that otherwise would have terminated their membership. We have a corporate membership, we have a family membership, we have a young professional membership, just a lot of different options for people to choose from. We get a lot of word of mouth. Our Rotarians are happy to talk about what they do in Rotary and share that, and so we get a lot of new members just from word of mouth. We also publish some articles in the Osseo Maple Grove Press. We're lucky to have someone who is a former newspaper guy who has some connections, and he publishes articles for us in the newspaper talking about speakers that we have coming up, different projects that are going on in the club, or what we've done, and so it gives us a lot of good publicity. We also have a lot of energy in our club. I think every time we have a visitor or a speaker, it's just really common that they will comment about the energy that we have in our club at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I think that's so when we have visitors, they feel that, and it's a really positive thing. We also have a lot of different projects for Rotarians to be a part of. So we have a long-time mentoring partnership with Osseo and Maple Grove High Schools. We run something called the Strive program. That's been really popular. We have a lot of international programs that we do. We do an ethics workshop every year. We find ways to do new projects when we have members that are interested in something, and we do that by finding ways to raise money and partnering with people to be able to have the funds to do the things we want to do. One of the ones we did this year was we added about 3,000 lights on trees in the Central Park in Maple Grove, and that was a great project, and it's been a lot of positive feedback from the community. I think the other thing we're willing to do is just being willing to try new things. We had a project recently that I found out about where we put a little sticker on the Rotary magazine and distribute it around town. And it's a free way to advertise our club, and we invite people to come if they find what's going on in the Rotary magazine interesting. So those are the types of things we've done, and I'll pass it on to Raj to talk about what we're going to be doing going forward.
For Rotary Club of Maple Grove. I want to follow up on Tim's points. First of all, I want to give a lot of credit to Tim. He has been doing an extraordinary job as a membership chair, following up on the inquiries right away and giving proper training as the new members join. And some of the other things to sustain for this year and next year, we are planning to do, first of all, continue doing what we are doing. Obviously, with Tim's help, we have been doing a good job. Our membership went up by 10+% over a certain period of time. We have been doing good projects this year. We applied for 2 grants in the last year. One domestic, the project Tim talked about, lighting of the Central Park. That was a district grant. We also did an international project for India, a water project. So we got a district grant for that as well. So that brings in a positive energy in the club as well. Going in the future, we are trying, as we are coming up with different ideas for fundraising, one of the criteria we're adding in fundraising is how can we get our story out there? Along with raising money, we have to make sure that people understand what our club does. Advertisement and getting our story out there, that way more and more people will want to join this great cause. We're also thinking of different ways to have flexible timing in the meeting as well. That's generally some of the concern. People cannot come in at 7 o'clock in the morning. So we are thinking of different ideas for the future. So along with continuing with what we have been doing, which has been successful, we are thinking of new ideas and keep up with the positive energy.
Great, thank you for that. One of the things that I want to make mention here is Tim told you a lot of details, but when you dissect those details, they sort of fall into those three categories that we talked about. One is that there is an increase in membership over time, and it's due partly because of those other two elements. One is the foundation. They talked about grants, raising money, doing projects, getting people engaged. The thing about membership is a two-part component. One is getting new members to join your club, and two, to retain the members that you currently have. The thing that keeps members active and involved in your club is engagement. If your members are engaged, they will not leave. And also too, if you notice that all the things that they're doing is intentional. They're focusing on those three areas intentionally, not hoping that it just happens, but they're taking steps to be intentional about all the things that they do. One of the things that Raj said is that one of the things they want to focus on is getting their story out. When they do projects, they want, the best PR possible, and they have stories in the newspaper. But this is sort of, I guess, the template for a successful club. And these are some of the things that we need to make sure that we integrate into our new club as we get going here. The concept of a Passport Rotary Club has taken traction. We need to really now, since we're about to be chartered, push for new members, get them involved, and also make sure that we have the model in place to keep members engaged. And one of those things is upcoming projects. Here are some of the things that we are working on, and we'd like for you to also, in your area, think about things that Rotary can do to, especially our club, can get involved with. One of the things that we're working on is a project on autism. We're working with the University of Minnesota and the Minnesota College and Community. I keep on getting those initials all confused. That focus on adults with autism and making them productive citizens in the U.S. We talked about the Peru project, and we'll have more details on that in the coming weeks. The other area that we're working on is in human trafficking. That is something that we spent a lot of time with, and we think that that's going to be a successful project. We're just trying to work through the details on exactly what we want to do. One of the key components of that is just knowledge. Let people know that human trafficking exists in their area. Two other projects, one is the Honduras Hospital, and I would say a water project. They're sort of both separate and combined. We've been working with the Glenwood Rotary Club and some other Rotary clubs as far as putting together a grant to get hospital supplies for a hospital in Honduras. Hopefully we will have a project on that. I'm not sorry, a project, but someone will come to us and talk to us about that particular project. And one of the things that we need to look at too is local projects with schools, with other institutions where we can do good in the world. So here's our current membership list. What we need now is a board of directors, and we need a secretary and a treasurer for the coming year. And with that, we can start our projects. And one of the other things that we're doing now is finishing up the chartering process. All the paperwork is in. They've come back with a couple questions, and we've answered those questions, and we're just waiting to hear back from them. So that concludes our meeting for today. If you have any questions or concerns, please email me and we'll try to address those concerns. Hopefully in the future, our meetings will not be 100% taped. This was one of those rare occasions where the internet just did not work in my area. So hopefully next Wednesday we'll have a better internet connection. I'll be in a different location, and we'll take it from there. So I want to thank everyone for taking time to watch this video. With the link, there should be a letter from Russ. And if you have any additional questions or concerns, please email me. Thank you very much. Have a great afternoon.